Hey guys, it's In the Rough Crystal. So hopefully you can hear me because there's a lot of wind going on and I've been kind of guided to be outside today. I've been doing some meditation work, um, receiving some intel. So I've kind of spent most of the early afternoon outside. So it's been a lot of just winds and the sun goes in and out. So um, there may be a glare. It's not too bad, but just letting you guys know there's just a lot of elemental stuff going on here today. So, um, first and foremost, I wanted to come on today because I wanted to talk about the shift from In the Rough Crystals to Embodying Light. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed that In the Rough Crystals, which is the crystals page, is now Embodying Light Crystals. And my personal page is shifting from Chris underscore in the rough crystals and now is embodying light. So I wanted to just briefly talk about, why that shift has occurred. So about 4 years ago, I had a dream, and in that dream, I saw myself just as um, kind of like this transformation energy happened to me where I felt like I was being compressed. And then I saw diamonds and In the Rough Crystals came to me, and it wasn't necessarily about um, physical crystals in itself, but it was about the transformation process that we go through as human crystals. We um, shifting from carbon-based structures um, within ourselves, and that energy being compressed, and we're releasing our densities, releasing our dense energies, releasing our karmic signatures and so forth, and our structures changing to crystalline structures. So that was more about, that process than crystals in itself. However, I told myself that if I ever had a crystal business, always being interested in crystals and being a collector, that I was going to name it In the Rough Crystals. And, years later, that manifested like that. So I started off actually in my meditation room after I had been plagued with having to get a couple surgeries, and I was a personal trainer and nutritionist, and I still am, just at a different capacity, but I wasn't able to physically train my clients, so I had to find something else to do in the meantime until I recovered. So one of my friends was just kind of like, you're really passionate about crystals, why don't you do that? So I started in my meditation room, and In the Rough Crystals was born out of me collecting a lot of rough crystals and minerals, which a lot of people weren't doing at the time because everyone was doing the polished pieces, because people tend to be attracted to what's, physically aesthetic to the eye instead of the natural beauty of things. So that's how I kind of, you know, rolled out in terms of crystals. And, I did a predominant amount of my work over on Periscope. And so I did that for about a year, and being In the Rough Crystals was already in manifestation even, prior to that actually happening. So as I worked through this process and I started working with other people and, building relationships with clients and so forth, like I started shifting into more of energy work, which I kind of moved away from for a while. um, but I shifted back into energy work. I do Reiki. I am a Reiki master, but um, I really wasn't utilizing the work in the way that most people do when it comes to Reiki. So I was starting to use other technologies like Atlantean healing techniques and Arcturian healing techniques, and just a lot of different gifts, a lot of intuitive abilities, a lot of things started shifting for me. And I was being kind of guided to work with other people. So I started writing programs early on in the year, and I knew that I was moving in a direction to where, not that I wasn't going to work with crystals, but the crystals were going to be another tool and another piece of the technology that added to the complete map of how I was going to be able to shift into being able to have an offering and a gift to offer you guys and offer my clients in terms of their process and their journey. So what came to me as I'm starting to build this is embodying light. Embodying light, because as we're shifting, we're working through this process, we're healing, we're releasing our densities, we're doing this shadow work. What we're doing is we're embodying light. We're always constantly shifting, we're always pulling in light codes from source, from the divine, and working on anchoring our full beings, our full light bodies here into our physical vessels. So that's kind of how embodying light came in. So it was pinned. So towards the middle of the year, the next shift that happened was that I moved from the Philadelphia area to Florida in August. So that was a major shift because I've never moved away from home. I've always been in the Philadelphia area. So, I moved away from all of my friends, my family, everybody I pretty much know my whole life. So that was like the first shift, and it was a major shift for me. And I noticed that a lot of different things started happening to where the dots weren't connecting within the rough crystals anymore. And I knew that I was trying to, at the same time, manifest and bring in embodying light. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have in the rough crystals and I'm going to have embodying light, and they're going to be these two different, separate things that are kind of running together. And, as I continued to try to work in that space, like things continuously kind of pulled apart and they weren't fitting together. And, I went into meditation a few days ago, and I'm just like, there's something that I'm not seeing here. I'm putting in this work. I'm trying to do so many different things, and this is just not coming together. Like, can you show me what I'm not seeing? And I saw my if you've ever seen my In the Rough Crystals logo, I took it down on Instagram, and I think I took it down on the Facebook page. Also, if you follow me on the Facebook page, it's also Embodying Light now too, so you can go over there and like that page as well. But if you've seen my logo before, and I think it's still up right now here on YouTube, but the image and the woman that's embedded in that image is myself. And in that meditation, it was like, what's actually happening in your logo is that you're being, you're going through an alchemical process. You're being transformed. If you look at my logo, there's fire coming up through the bottom, like the Kundalini, activation, Kundalini rising, sorry. And I'm being transformed. I'm receiving heart codes, heart activations, and diamond light frequencies. There's the sun. Diamond light frequencies. So that's kind of what was happening. And once that process happened, I didn't want to let go of that identity. I didn't want to let go of In the Rough Crystals, but I wanted to manifest embodying light. I was trying to keep both. And, Spirit was like, you can't do that. You have to let go of embodying light because you're not her anymore. Like, you've shifted. You've shifted in so many ways, and it's time to let her go. Honor that part of yourself and the things that she's taught you, but it's time to step into embodying light now. So that's why, on Instagram, we've shifted. Also on Facebook, we've shifted. And as soon as I figure out how to shift things here on YouTube, we're going to be shifting from In the Rough Crystals to Embodying Light here as well. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I know a lot of the videos that I have up so far are all things about In the Rough Crystals, and this is probably the last piece of the puzzle here on YouTube that's going to be shifting into embodying light. Everything else for the most part has already began to manifest in that way. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I know most of the people who do watch my videos here follow me on Instagram, and a lot of people are soul friends, Crystal fam from Periscope and Instagram that has supported me through the In the Rough Crystals journey, and I want to thank you. It's been such a beautiful process. Doesn't mean that there's no more crystals or anything like that. We're just taking it in a different direction. So there's going to be a shift in the way that I kind of go about doing the crystals thing, because I'm being guided to kind of direct it in a certain way. So I'm also going to be moving away from Periscope. So if you do follow me on Periscope, I'll probably be live over there, just to kind of, because I haven't been live at all, and just, want to let everybody know kind of what's going on. And I know that, as I'm shifting and I'm receiving new light codes and I have something else that I have to share with people, I know that there will be some people that shift away from me. And again, I thank you so much for your support. And whatever the next phase of your journey is, if you're someone that is shifting away, many, many blessings. I'm always here, always in love and support, and blessings sent your way. And if you're still here, then we have a beautiful, beautiful journey ahead of us. And if you're just coming in and you're new, then welcome. So I just wanted to let you guys know, kind of like, because everyone's going through all these shifts, all these changes. We have the 11/11 portal, a lot of activations, clearings happening. Everybody's kind of receiving and processing it in a different way, but just very, very powerful energies going on. And so I was kind of writing a little bit earlier, and just a little bit of information came in about today, and I wanted to just kind of talk about it briefly, not like a long 45 or 1 hour video like I normally do, but just today, like, there's just a lot of energy pouring in, lots of codes coming in through the universal field and coming in through this planet. What's been coming up is how we can use, one, we can use these light codes coming in, because remember, the 11/11 is a doorway. So it's really important today to really be aware of what you're thinking about, because it is very, very powerful. 11/11 has the capabilities to really carry your manifestation and what you want to create and manifest it, sometimes very quickly, but it can carry that energy and that ripple for a period of time, even years. So be very cautious about what you're thinking about, because you're going to create that energy, and that energy will carry, with you into, next year, the year after, and it could ripple, beyond that. If there's things that you want to bring in as you're shifting, I've seen so many people shifting into different phases with their business, within themselves, within relationships. So if there's anything that you want to cultivate, if there's anything that you want to manifest, get very clear on what it is that you want to do. Make sure that what you want to bring in is also in alignment with your thoughts. So what's been coming in, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it in this video. We could talk about that another time, because that's going to be a really beautiful offering that's coming through. But what's coming in is how we can use these light codes, and how we can use sacred geometry templates and 0 point technology and the void to manifest, to seed and manifest and create what it is that we desire, and how we can use those energies all together to basically reconstruct our matrix. So as we're shifting, a lot of us are awakening, starting to unplug from like the matrix energies. We're restructuring and rebuilding our realities. So we're going to be working with, and the offering that's going to be coming soon, on how we can use these energies to really define and really create and like weave the web that we want to create, the not only our inner realities, but the outer realities that we want to. And as we go through this transformation process, and we clear out all the dense energies and karma, then we have an opportunity to fill ourselves with the things that we need to heal, to beautify ourselves, to come into alignment, so that we shift and the energy and the things that we contain and we hold within ourselves, we can use as a source to weave the webs that we want to, so that we can project and start to create our outer reality and shift. So that energy is very strong today. So take some time to, in either in meditation, if you want to create a ritual, whatever resonates with you. Take some time to spend today doing some releasing work, because we are approaching another new moon soon. So right now we're in a releasing phase. Take some time to release what wants to go, and it is in the States, it's Saturday. Saturday is a powerful day for using the violet flame. And it's the day where it's energy. You can use it anytime, but the energy of the violet flame resonates the strongest on Saturdays. I used it today to transmute things that I wanted to release and do some energetic clearing within my field. And it's very, very powerful today. So use it to clear any karma, karmic cycles, karmic patterning that you're ready to release, any situations. You can also use it, what I've been guided is to clear, if you've been able to work within yourself and clear any lineage, any ancestral patterns, you can use it to clear the patterning within yourself, clear it within your ancestral patterning, and you can also use it to clear the patterning in your future lineages, timelines, and other realities, so that it's no longer there. Very, very powerful work. So clearing that stuff out, making room so that now we can cultivate a space where we can call in what we want, because when we make room for things, you know what I mean, it's just like, and it's interesting because there's one of the lovely souls that I know, Kalia Ma. She does this lovely thing that I over on Periscope. It's like 2 minutes to inspire, and I've like finally been able to catch her, because she does it really early in the morning, and I'm almost never up really early in the morning. But it's funny because before she spoke on the topic, which was letting go, I was thinking about like, oh, I have books like I haven't touched. I have crystals that are ready to move on. I have clothes and stuff, because I brought a lot of stuff when I moved down to Florida as well. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get rid of this stuff, because I need to make room for what wants to come in. And then she did a video, same thing about, letting go of things. And just like from a physical, this is like the weather's so interesting. Like the sun's out and there's like little raindrops going on. It's windy. We're getting all of the elements, coming in like at one time. But, it's just like we have to let go on a physical level, getting rid of stuff we've been hoarding. Because when we have all this stuff, like, we really can't make room for anything else to come into our lives, because where are we going to put it? Same thing with our imprints, with our energy field. If we're holding, onto past wounding, past trauma, heartbreaks, energy cords from other people, patterning and stuff that we're carrying from other lifetimes, and our own, like, ancestral kind of karmic ties, and so forth, then it's like, how do we have room to work within that? So we have to let go, we have to purge as well. So as we're clearing this stuff out, today we have a very powerful space, a very powerful portal, very powerful energy to manifest what we want. And really important that what's coming through is that we visualize it. It's not just about making like a list. It's about actually using our third eye to visualize very clearly what it is that we want to create. What does it look like? Because when we just jot things down as a list, like, we can't see what they look like. And visualizing is very important, because that creates a picture. It creates a projection. And when we see that with sound, when we speak that into existence, when we use breath, when we use our life force energy, our prana, to breathe that in to 3D, then we're able to start manifesting it. So then we have to make sure that we're speaking it into existence with sound. This is about sound here, a resonance that we're creating. So now we start to speak in a sense to call it in. So make sure that the words that you're speaking also has the resonance and the alignment of what you're cultivating. Make sure that what you're thinking has the resonance and is alignment with what you want to cultivate, because if anything is not in alignment, if you don't believe in yourself, if there's doubt, then you're slowing down that chance for you to manifest that reality. So be very aware of your thoughts, be very aware of, and be very clear about what you want to cultivate and call in. So, another thing that's been coming up and what came forward to me was that I saw an image of the Ace of Cups in the Tarot, and the Ace, that kind of represented to me, it's like all of these blessings coming in. So it's like we have a huge opportunity for anything that we've ever wanted to have. We can cultivate this. We have to focus on this energy, and we have to have patience. We have to trust, knowing that it's already done. And when it's ready to cultivate, it's going to come in divine timing. But the Ace of Cups is saying is that when all this stuff is coming, it's coming in, and there's going to be so much abundance, like it's going to overflow. So now we get into a space where we're speaking of being able to give and receive, because once it overflows, once our cup is full, which is still about, we have to take care of ourselves and honor ourselves and make sure we're good first, self-love. But once our cup is full, it starts to overflow. Now we can take that overflow and we can start to share what we've been blessed with others, because we're good. We're not in a space of lack. We're blessed. And now we can also take what we've been blessed with from the divine, and we can share that with others. That came through. We already talked about the violet flame and the karma. And the big thing is, it's like we just have to trust, and we have to have faith that regardless if what comes in is a year from now or 2 years from now, or if it's something that happens, tomorrow, that it's all in divine timing. There's a lot of shifts happening, guys. A lot of paradigm shifts. Be very aware of what's going on around you. There's a lot of distraction ploys, and things going on around us, and that's trying to pull us away from the work that we need to do and coming into our inner selves, connecting with our souls, connecting with our mission, and being able to share the gifts that we were seated here to put out to make our world beautiful and connect with one another. So stay grounded, even amongst all the changes and the shifts that are going around us here on the planet. And then the other thing is that a lot of people are awakening. A lot of people are being unplugged from the mass consciousness, the matrix consciousness that's here, the false reality. So, we still have to remember that, even though, we may be unplugged, and we may be living in an altered reality, in a different paradigm as things are shifting, that, if there's people around us that are still, asleep, if there's people around us that are going through shifts as well, they're still our brothers and sisters. We still love them. They're still a part of us. I am in you and you are in me, and we still have to support those people and send love to them. But we need to be very mindful, and we need to be very protective of our energy at this time. So be very aware of who's around you. You may see your friends may shift, jobs may change, relationships may change, because people fall out of resonance with your energy. Just be aware of those shifts, and know that, like, if those things are kind of shifting, I'm seeing like light orbs, that's why I'm looking to the side. But if you see those things shifting, just know that they're shifting and they're moving away from you because they're out of resonance with you. So just stay in your knowing, just stay in your knowing, stay grounded, and just know that there's a miracle, there's blessings coming to you that are beyond measure. Even what it is that you want to cultivate, what it is that you want to create, what it is that you want to seed and see manifested. When it manifests and when it blossoms, it's going to be even more beautiful than you ever imagined. So just stay steadfast, stay grounded, stay blessed, and I'm sending you guys so much love. and I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Blessings, guys.